before the rain comes a strong wind. And I believe that that is similar in the spirit world. What God does is that before danger, before storms, before heartbreak, before stepping outside the will of God, he will give us a wind of warning. And that wind of warning looks like different things in our lives. It could look like signs. It could look like dreams. It could look like prophets speaking to us. It could look like leaders speaking to our lives, giving us the green light or the red light or the yellow light, and we just don't listen. So the Lord really establishes the wind of warning in our lives. And similar to Cambodia, physically, God does that in our lives spiritually. Another thing that stood out to me in Cambodia was on the last day of my missions trip, we were going to go gather with the missionary so that she can encourage us, give us debrief, give us insight and feedback on our time at Cambodia. Before we meet with them, I get on my knees and I'm praying to God and I'm saying, God, I did not get on this flight 18 hours away from home to not be changed by this trip. And so I got on my knees, I prayed, and I said, God, make me changed from this trip. Change something in me, change the desires in me, change the fact that I love to run to lust. I love to run to pornography. I love to run to all these things. I don't want to live like this anymore. So I got on my knees and I said, Lord, change me from the inside out. So I got up from that prayer. We meet with the missionary and she goes around a circle of about 10. She's talking to 10 of us and she goes to one of the people and she says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. She goes to another one and she says, you have a call to be a missionary. She goes to another one and she says, you have such a grace on your life. And then she gets to me and she looks at me dead in my eyes and says, you need to die. You need to die. And everything in me wanted to fight back. Because I'm like, well, what do you mean? You're telling all these other people such encouraging things, and you're looking at me saying I need to die. Everything in me wanted to resist it. Everything in me wanted to pop off and get back at her because she just said you needed to die. She didn't give any sort of context. She didn't give any sort of explanation. She said you need to die. And today, it makes sense. Today, it makes sense that in order to live, we need to die. In order for me to be a man, I need to learn how to die. And I don't mean physically die. Obviously, I mean spiritually die to my flesh, die to the lust, die to the cravings, die to the approval of man, die to my idols. I simply need to die. And I wanted to encourage someone in this that's listening to this. Maybe the